Hey guys, in this video I want to talk about some of my vinyl record collecting and hunting fails. I am happy to say though, I have been collecting vinyl records for 4 years and I only have just a couple of regrets. I definitely don't have as many as I thought I would, but I have made some mistakes along the way, so I thought it would be funny to put in the video, sharing my funny stories. So let's get started talking about my regrets and impulse purchases. The first one I regret buying, it's Halsey's 7-inch single for the song Without Me. It was a really cool color though, it was a teal vinyl, so I think the color was really pretty. Side A has the regular song Without Me, and side B has the Millennium remix. So I've never really been a fan of Halsey, so I don't really know why I got this record in the first place. I probably only paid about $15 for it. I think I got it on eBay. Now I do like the song Without Me. I definitely went through a phase like when it came out and when it was really popular where I listened to it a lot, but I honestly have not listened to it in a few years. Like, I've definitely grown out of that song. I think I was going through my vinyl and doing a purge, and I remember that I bought this 7-inch single and I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot I had this because I haven't listened to this song in so long. It doesn't really serve me any purpose anymore, so I did decide to sell it. I don't even like the Millennium remix. At the time that I bought the 7-inch vinyl, I didn't even listen to it. I only knew the song Without Me. I did not even bother listening to the remix before I bought the vinyl, which probably was my fault. I probably should have listened to it before I bought it. So that was another reason for me to get rid of the record. Again, I just don't really like the song that much anymore, so I decided to sell it. For me personally, I only want to keep records in my collection that I will listen to. I want to keep it quality over quantity. I want it to be records I am very passionate about, only by my favorite bands and artists. I don't want a bunch of random stuff I don't really like or stuff I don't listen to, you know? For me, I like to keep it small and curated, which is why I do sell records that I don't really like or listen to anymore. Next up is a record store day pressing. So the only record I regret getting from any record store days would be an album by Future. It's called Evol. I still don't know how to pronounce it properly. The record was only about $20 and it was a cool red and black splatter or smoky kind of pressing. This was, I think, Record Store Day 2021. I remember going to it. It was in July. I did vlog this whole experience. That year, I didn't really like the Record Store Day list. There was only a few records on there that I wanted, and I decided to step out of my comfort zone and try something new, so I am proud of myself for that. I don't really regret that aspect of it, and I did listen to the album a couple of times before I decided that I wanted to get it. Although overall, I'm not a huge fan of the album, and there are only a handful of songs that I really like on the album. I am familiar with Future, although I don't love a ton of his solo work. I usually just like the songs that he's done with other artists, you know, collabs and features. I'm not a big fan of Future himself, really. But since getting it a couple of years ago, I haven't really gone back to it that much, but I really just honestly don't have a desire to listen to it that much anymore. Even though I sold the record, it doesn't take away from the Record Store Day experience that I had. I still had fun. This next album I'm about to show might surprise some of you. My next album regret is 5 Sauce 5. 5 Seconds of Summer's latest album. It's called 5 Sauce 5. Now there is kind of a catch to this, don't freak out. The reason why I regret this is just because of the pressing. This is the Urban Outfitters limited edition Candy Floss vinyl, and I love this pressing. Like, this is definitely one of my favorite pressings. So you're probably wondering, then why is it in this video? Why do you regret getting this record? I saw this record and I bought it as soon as the pre-order was available, and then a few weeks or maybe even a month after, they announced a deluxe vinyl. The deluxe edition was pretty expensive. It was, I think, a little bit more expensive than the standard pressing, and so as soon as I found out they released a deluxe edition on vinyl, I kind of honestly regretted getting this because I thought I probably should have just waited to see if they would, you know, release the deluxe edition so I don't have to buy 2 copies of this album. I'm not a completist when it comes to vinyl. I don't like having 5 different copies of the same album, but I do have a few 5 Sauce variants, so I did get the deluxe edition of 5 Sauce 5. The deluxe edition includes a 32-page magazine, and it has 19 songs, so it does have more songs than the standard vinyl, obviously. The cover is even different. It's a different design. These are like cut out silhouettes of each of the band members. The deluxe edition is on white vinyl, So again, I do have 2 copies of this album now. So really my regret with this is that I wish I waited to see if they would actually release a deluxe edition, because I didn't feel the need to have 2 of these albums. If I could go back in time, I probably would not have gotten this one and I would have only gone with the deluxe edition. Although I do really love this pink pressing. Again, I just don't think I personally need 2 copies of the same album in my collection. I'm not going to sell these though, I'm going to keep them. I do listen to both of these. What I do is I listen to the standard album on the pink vinyl, and then when I want to listen to the extra bonus tracks, I will only play the vinyl with the deluxe songs of this. So I'm glad I was able to compromise and still find a way to play both of these equally. This next album is kind of random. I don't really talk about it that much. This is David Guetta's album called 7. I got this so many years ago, so this has been in my collection since the beginning pretty much. I kind of went a little bit crazy and like I broke my own rules, and I got this album only for 2 songs. The first one is Like I Do. That song was made by David Guetta, Brooks, and Martin Garrix. I love that song. I also really like the song To You, but honestly those are the only 2 songs I really like on the album. Those are the only 2 songs I play on this album, honestly. Like I will just go to, I think it's on side C, like I will just go to side C, play those 2 songs, and then put the album away. Like I really don't enjoy the rest of the album that much, but I did not listen to the entire album before I bought this, which again is breaking my own rules. I just saw that this album had Like I Do and To You, and I bought it, and I think it was like $30, which is a lot. That's like $15 a song, but for some reason I cannot let go of this album. Every time I've done a purge in my collection, it has survived the purge, and I think about it all the time. I'm like, maybe I should just sell it, maybe I should get rid of it. I only like 2 songs, but I really love those 2 songs, so it's still in my collection. I just can't seem to let this go for some reason. But if I could go back in time, I probably wouldn't have bought this. I just don't think it's worth $30 for just 2 songs that I like on it, you know? Now, the last record that I regret buying is kind of the most controversial because I did make a short about this a while ago. I'll explain all of that. So this album is Fighting Demons by Juice WRLD. This is the Target exclusive edition, which is one of the reasons why I regret it, which I will explain. So like I said, I did make a whole short explaining why I regret this. I thought it would be just a simple, fun short, like just to share a funny story, and it kind of blew up. It got way more views than I ever expected it to, and a lot of the comments were like hating on me, and I think they just didn't understand the point. So I went to buy this at Target the day it came out, and the retail price for this at Target brand new was $40. That is absolutely crazy. I know it's like way overpriced, but I bought it anyways because I was excited. I liked the album. And then a few months later, I realized that the value of it had gone down significantly. Right now, it's selling on Discogs for like $15. I was so mad. I was like, if I had just waited a couple of months to buy it, then I could have paid half the price. And I don't love the album. I definitely could have waited to buy it. Looking back now, it's definitely not something I had to have on the day it came out. So that's the reason why I regret buying this. I do like the album. It's not my favorite Juice WRLD album. It's not the best Juice WRLD album, but there are a lot of songs on here I do like and I do enjoy. But the reason why I regret getting this is just because of this specific Target pressing. And it's not like I'm ever going to sell this. I definitely am going to keep it in my collection, which is kind of where people misinterpreted my short. Basically, I just regret buying this because I regret not waiting a little bit to see if the price would go down. It is hard to tell what albums are going to do well, what albums are going to go up in value, stay the same, or decrease in value. I really didn't have any way of knowing how or when the price would fluctuate like that. Again, I am glad to say I don't have a ton of regrets. My list could have been way bigger. You know, you don't want to have a bunch of regrets as a record collector, but again, I thought this would be kind of a fun video, sharing some funny stories. Maybe you guys can relate to my stories. In the comments, let me know if you have any regrets as a record collector. Are there any records you regret buying? Are there any records you wish you had bought? Or is there anything you missed out on and you wish you could have got? Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!